मैंने आपके साथ PDF शेयर कर दी है.
Okay. So this is your teacher Haris Bhatt, and you are seeing my YouTube channel Learn Accounting with Sir Haris. Today we are going to solve a question of partnership, and this question has come in May June 24 22. So in obviously in our variant, the question has come in May June 24 22 is the variant in which this question has come from O level accounting, from O level or IGCSE accounting, May June 24 22, and the topic is partnership. Let's read the question. Revenue is given, trial balance is given in the question. Revenue, salaries, rates and insurance, advertising, office expenses, they are all expenses. Interest on loan from Tadeen is given 1200. Premises at cost is non-current asset. Fitting is non-current asset. Receivables. What are receivables? Receivables. Receivables are basically trade receivables. These are account receivables. That's why they have written it like this, right? Tadeen and Yadid are lawyers who have been in partnership for many years. Then loan from Tadeen is 20,000. Capital account is given separately 125 and 85. Current accounts are also given. Drawings are also given in the question. Rates and insurance include an amount of 1920 for the year 1st March to 28th February, right? It starts from 1st March and it will end on 28th February 2025. Now let's see that for which year we are preparing this particular question. Prepare the income statement or statement of profit and loss for 30th April 2024. So if we just look at that our financial year will end on 30th April 2024, where this 1920 has been paid from 1st March 2024 till 28th February. So how many months will be there? If you can just calculate it from March to February, it will 12 months. But in our financial year, only 2 months is a part of our financial year for which we should have paid rates and insurance, that is March and April. How come, sir? Let me see. Because of the reason that 1920 of rates and insurance has been paid for 12 months, our financial year is going to end on the date of 30th April. So on 30th April, only 2 months will be a part of our financial year as far as 1920 of payment is concerned. To March and April, 2 months. So 1920 multiplied by 2 over 12. That is, sorry, 1920 into 10 over 12. That is going to be the prepaid. Why? Because we have rates and insurance include an amount of 1920. We have already paid 1920 of rates and insurance for 12 months, out of which only 2 months payment should have been made. We have paid for 12 months. So 1920 into 10 over 12 will be our prepaid expense. That is subtracted from rates and insurance, because that is not a part of the current year expense. So how much it is going to be? 1600, and that 1600 we are going to subtract this 1600 from the total rates and insurance, not from 1920. Total rates and insurance. I repeat again, my dear, rates and insurance include, it means that this amount of rates and insurance which is given in the question here 17,320, it includes the payment of 1920, which is for the 12 months which starts from 1st March till 28th February. So March and April, 2 months payment, we should have paid that payment. That's fine. If it is included, it's okay. But for the next 10 months, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, and February, 28th February, 10 months payment is prepaid. So 1920 into 10 over 12, that is 1600, and that is going to be prepaid insurance. We need to subtract that from the insurance expense. Okay, so we'll do that. At 30th April, for 1800 for salaries was due but unpaid. So 1800 of the expenses had not been paid. So we will add 1800 in the expenses. Irrecoverable receivables, these are the debts. Irrecoverable debts, 670 are to be written off, means that they are not yet written off. It needs to be subtracted from 670, and it is an expense also. Depreciation on fitting and equipment is to be charged at 15% using straight line method. Partnership agreement provides for, this is basically for interest on partners loan 6% per annum, interest on drawing 5%, interest on capital 3%, salary to Yadid of 10,000 per annum, and residual profit to be shared 60% to Tadeen and 40% to Yadid. So you need to write it down first. I think I have made you write it down already, but you can write it again. So write it. Interest on partners loan. Interest on partners loan will be written under the heading of expenses. Interest on partners loan will be written under the heading of expenses and will also come on the credit side of current account. Interest on partners loan will be written under the heading of expenses and will also come on the credit side of partners current account. I repeat again, interest on partners loan will be written under the heading of expenses and it will also come on the credit side of partners current account. So let's see that income statement or statement of profit and loss you need to prepare, and then you have to prepare the appropriation account. So the current account is not required. So let's solve the question. I am going to prepare the statement of profit and loss first, and the statement of profit and loss is going to start from the sales. So let's do that. I will write here. Statement of profit and loss. I will write $sign here. And I will start it from the revenue. So let's see how much is the amount of revenue. That is 236350. Calculator, at least Vishal, you should bring, or anybody can use the calculator, because you should not go wrong. 236, because I'm doing recording also. So 236350 is the amount of revenue less cost of sales. Let's see that either we have the opening inventories. Oh, so this is going to be a service business. So in service business, we don't have inventories. That is why no opening inventory is given, no purchases are given in the question, and there is no closing inventory also. So revenue we will take and we will subtract the expenses from the revenue directly. If there is any other income, we will write that also, but there is no income, so we will subtract the expenses directly from the revenue. I have told you already that nowadays service business questions are coming in the question. We have solved those questions from when we were doing final accounts of sole trader, that we did that. And now it is also used in the partnership also. So first of all, I will write rates and insurance. So let's see. Rates and insurance is given 17320, but I will subtract 1600 from rates and insurance because 10/12 is the prepaid expenses, which should not be part of the rate and insurance. That is, insurance has been paid for the next financial year and for the 10 months. 17320 minus 1600, 15720. Okay, so I will write 15720. That's it. Next expense is advertising. There is no adjustment. Salaries, sorry. Salaries 79,800. There is no adjustment regarding salaries. So I will write salaries here. This is not the salary given to the partner. This is the salaries for the employees which has been working in the partnership business. Then advertising 16730. I will write here. Advertising 16730. Oh, sorry. 16730. 16730. Okay. Next, I will write office expenses, that is 6150. Let me see if some salaries are due actually. Salaries are due but unpaid. So I have to add 1800 in salaries. So I will write 79,800 plus 1800, and then I will write the salaries because salaries are unpaid, accrued, owing, due. So it needs to be added. It will also be shown on the as current liability in the statement of financial position. So what is the amount? 79,800 plus 1,800, 81,600. Okay. Next is basically we have done with rates and insurance. We have done with the salaries. Bad debts we can write 670. Okay. Let's write it down. Irrecoverable. Yes, you can do 670. Then there are other expenses. Let's see. Advertising, I have already written office expenses 6150. I will write it down. There is no adjustment regarding office expenses, so I will write as it is. That is 6150. Okay. Then interest on loan. That is also going to be written under the heading of expenses. And I will write and I will show you that how I am going to write the interest on loan. See, you need to see that interest on loan is 1200, but you will not write 1200. Why, sir? Because loan from Tadeen is 20,000 and the interest which is supposed to be paid on this interest on this loan, it is going to be 6%. So if you calculate, you need to calculate that 20,000 multiplied by 6%, that is equal to how much? 1200. Sir, it has come the same. No issue. But if it will not be the same, if it will not be equal to 1200, you will still write the amount which has been calculated, not the amount which has been paid. This 1200 shows that this interest on partner's loan has been paid. You have to write the amount of interest on loan, which is the expense for the year. Either it is paid or not. Fortunately, the amounts are same because I told you that manufacturing and partnership questions are coming in the paper, which are very easy. They are not being difficult at all since the last 4 or 5 years. They are coming very easy questions are coming in the paper. Overall, if you just talk with me regarding O-level accounting, the paper has gone, the level of complexity of the paper has gone down. Only the direction, your direction is not the right. That's why you sometimes find problem in the exam. Otherwise, it has gone down. Next is depreciation is on fitting and equipment. So let's calculate it on fitting and equipment. Let's calculate it. Let me see if I've missed something. No, everything is intact. Rates and insurance, we have gone for the effect. Salaries, we have added. Bad debts, we have recorded. Depreciation is 15% using the straight line method. It's quite easy. Not reducing balance method. 70,000 is the amount of fitting and equipment. It is on fitting and equipment. Yes. So 15% of this will be our depreciation. You can calculate and tell it to me. 70,000 multiplied by 15%. How much? 10,500. I will go for the total of expenses and you will find the profit for the year. Now you can easily assess and believe that how much easy it is to solve these questions. That is quite simple. So what are the total expenses? But this is a service business. Service business means that they are two lawyers are there, Sadeen and Yadid, whatever, and they are basically going for a partnership. Definitely, lawyers are basically providing services to the people. They are not engaged in purchasing inventories and selling inventories. They are not engaged in trading activities. They are engaged in the service business. So what is the total amount of expenses? Please, what is the total amount of expenses? Yes. Yes. Total of expenses you will find and tell me. Then there is going to be the profit for the year. 132,570. And then I will subtract it from 236,350 minus 132,570. What is the profit for the year? 103,780 is the profit for the year. Now I am going to prepare the appropriation account because it is required in the question. So that's why I have to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account. Okay, I will write here the dollar sign, and again I will write here the dollar sign, and I will start from the profit for the year. For in the profit for the year, I will add interest on drawings. Let's see. Profit for the year is 103,780. Okay. Add interest on drawing. Let's see. What is the partners are T and Y, and the interest on drawings is 5%. What is the amount of drawings? 34,300 and 46,500. So I will write here T 34,300 multiplied by 5%, and for Y that is how much? 46,500 multiplied by 5%. So how much it is going to be? The dean will get 1715 and it will get 2325. So let's go for the total. I will write the total first over here. What is the total of interest on drawings? Yes, please. 4040. So in the profit for the year, interest on drawing is supposed to be added. What is the amount we will get after adding interest on drawing in the profit? No, 107820. 107820. Now I will subtract less salary, which is given to maybe one of the partner. Let's see. Salary is given to Yadid of 10,000 per annum. Here it is written. We can change the pattern, no problem. I mean to say that anything you can write. So that is going to be how much? 10,000. So can you subtract the salary to Yadid which has been paid? Because maybe he is doing some job, some services he is providing to the partnership business. And for that, we are basically paying him the salary. 97,820. Now I will subtract less interest on capital, and that is again for both of Yadin and Yadin. Let's see. The interest on capital is at the rate of 3% per annum, and the capitals of both of the partners are, here for Yadin it is 1,25,000 and for Yadid is 85,000. So I will write here 1,25,000 into 3%. How much it will come? 3750. No. 125,000 into 3%. It should be 3750. And then 85,000 into 3%. How much it will come? 2550. I will add them up both and then it will be subtracted to get the amount of total interest on capital, which will subtracted 6,300, and that will be subtracted from 97820. We will be having the profit shared, which needs to be shared between the partners. How much it is going to be? 91520. Now the profit will be shared between Yadin and Yadid, and that is ratio of the profit is given in the question already there, 60% and 40%. So you can do that 91520 multiplied by 60%. How much it will come? 54912. And here I will write 91520 multiplied by 40%. That is 36608, and the total will become again the same, that is 91520. This is how we will basically use the profit shared to be distributed between the partners. And this is how we'll write the profit shared in the appropriation account. Okay. So we have prepared the appropriation account also in the same way, and we prepare the income statement of the service business, right? So let's see that what is the requirement of the next part. State one reason why the partners might consider reducing their drawings, because they have been charged interest on drawings. Interest on drawings, their current account has been reduced because of interest on drawings. So that is going to be increase their losses actually. So they want interest on drawing is charged to discourage drawings actually, to penalize partners. So they should consider that should decrease their drawing. Secondly, whatever amount they are getting on their capital, that is 5%, 3%, and they are paying interest on drawing at the rate of 5%. So it means that they are penalized more because of the drawings rather than they are getting interest on capital. So they should not go for drawings. Which accounting principle reflect the partner's intention to continue trading indefinitely? Yes. Which concept, accounting concept refers that partners should continue the business? Business will continue to operate for indefinite period. Business will continue to operate and it will not close down. That is going concern concept. Going concern concept says that business will continue to operate and it will not close down. The partners employ one lawyer and office staff. The lawyer Lakia is paid $25,000 but has decided to leave. Nadine and Yadid have found a replacement lawyer, Ryan. He has worked as a lawyer for 15 years and is well known in the local area. However, Ryan wants to be a partner in the business rather than an employee and would accept 40% of the residual profit of the partnership each year. Advise Nadine and Yadin whether or not they should offer Ryan a partnership. Justify your answer by providing points for and against offering Ryan a partnership, and the marks are 5 marks are there. So can you please tell me, Ryan, we will we can offer him a partnership because we have to pay that lawyer 25,000, and if you just look at the partnership business, we are getting 91520 of profit. So if he will take 40% of the profit, it means that almost 36,000 we have to pay to him as a profit. But he is basically bringing his expertise in the business. Okay? He will introduce capital into the business that will also increase the business as a business size will increase. Then he is going to be a well-known person in the local area. He would be able to promote the business more efficiently. So business market share or more customers will be attracted if he will come as a partner. We are already paying Lakia $25,000, and because he had decided to leave, he is going for a replacement lawyer. Ryan might be possible. Ryan would ask much more salary than 25,000. So that would not be possible for us to pay him that much salary. Though we can convince him to reduce the residual profit percentage of 40% because it is too high, because that will decrease the profit margin of both partners, Nadine and Yadid. So, but overall, if he is going to work as an employee, and he is ready to take the $25,000, then we will appoint him as an employee because the profit margin of 40% will be much higher actually. But we have to see that what skills and expertise and what kind of customers he can bring for the business, and that will decide that either we should go for we should Ryan should come as a partner, and he basically wants to become a partner rather than as an employee. He himself is basically inclined to become a partner. So we can request him to release some part of the profit. His skill and expertise will be shared, profit will be shared, losses will also be shared. That is a benefit. Advantage, disadvantage, you may write. Okay. But 4 marks will be for 2 marks for the argument for, 2 marks for the argument against, and 1 mark is for the decision. So you have to go for the decision at any cost. When there is written advice, it means that you have to take a stand. And when there is written discuss, then you need to just discuss the things all together as it is, as you are doing. Now let's prepare the current accounts also. I will not go for the complete current accounts, but I will prepare the current accounts just to make you understand. Though it is not the part of the question, but I will still prepare because current accounts will always come in the question generally, where we have to look, we have to go for the partnership. So let's see that how the current accounts are being prepared. So we'll start from the current account balance. For Tadeen, it is 3,300, and for Yadid, it is 4,240. So Tadeen, we have to pay him 3,300. It has a credit balance over here, 3,300. But for Yadid, we are going to face a loss of 4,240. So it will be written over here, brought down 4,240 for Yadid. Yadid will definitely accept it because he's already has to pay towards the partnership business. Now I will write profit here. It is already calculated 54912 and 36608. 54912 36608. Now I will write drawings on the debit side because drawings will always decrease the 34,000 profit, 34,300, 46,500. Current account will decrease because of drawings. So I will write 34,300 and 46,500. Okay. Next is the most important point for which I am solving this. That is basically the whatever amount we are adding in appropriation account will be subtracted from here, and whatever amount will be subtracted from appropriation account will be added in the current account. Added means it will come on the credit side, and subtracting means it will come on the debit side. So interest on drawing will come on the debit side, that is 1715, and for Yadid it is going to be 2325. Then we will write the salary. Salary is given to only to the one partner, that is Yadid, and that is basically 10,000. So I will write the salary here, 10,000. Then I will write the interest on capital. That is for Tadeen it is 3750, and for Yadid it is 2550. Right? Then I will write one more thing, that is interest on loan. That is the important point. So interest on loan of 1,200 will be given to the partners. It will also be written, under the heading of expenses, and will also be shown on the current account of that partner's current account. It will come on the credit side of that partner's current account. Who is the loan? Who has given the loan? Tadeen. So 20,000 at the rate of 6% will come on the current account, on the credit side of the current account. Now I will go for the total, and I will balance the account with the name, obviously carried down, total of the two sides, and the difference will be written with the name carried down on any of the side to balance the two sides of the current account. So although the current account was not required, but still I have prepared the current accounts. You know what was the reason behind? Because I want to show the interest on loan part, because sometimes it becomes difficult for the students that interest on loan is not a part of the appropriation. It will come under the heading of expenses, right? But it will come under the heading of expenses, but it will also come on the credit side of the partner's current account. Okay. So this is how we are done with this question. Any problem? Those students who have not paid, please make payment. And if you have any problem, you can ask me. So this is the end of this particular question. We will solve one more question, maybe one tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. That's it. We are finished. We will be able to finish this chapter. This is quite easy. This chapter is quite easy. Only you have to remember the point of interest on loan. And this question is basically regarding the service business. One more point which is difficult is for the rent and rates. Salaries adding will be added, obviously. Achha, one thing which I want to tell you, that if provision for doubtful debt is given in the question, you have to subtract 670 from receivables, and then you will calculate the provision. Because these irrecoverable debts has not been subtracted from the trade receivables yet, are to be written off. You will subtract 670 and then you will calculate provision for doubtful debts. So this is how no other rent and rates is the prepaid, which we have written, that's 10/12 is going to be the prepaid expense. This is how we are done with this question. I hope so you find it easy. That is May, June 24, 22. Unfortunately, what happened actually, that the theoretical part of our O-level program, especially not A-level, O-level program, I told this earlier also, that is more towards scenario-based questions now. Means that if we talk about O-level theory, I can't guide you exactly what is going to come in theoretical portion, because in front of you, right in front of you, this is a scenario-based question. That is the scenario which has been created from the question. So it is difficult to predict regarding the theoretical part of the, but generally it is easy, not difficult, because 15 years well-known local area may he's been doing the business. So in order to enhance the business, we can opt this option. So you can go for both the things by writing it. You can take the pick if you want to. Otherwise, thank you very much. Okay, then take care. Allah Hafiz.